What if everything you know is a carefully constructed lie? Imagine a world where secret programs hide astonishing truths about our universe. Truths that could shake the foundations of science and faith. A high-level whistleblower has stepped from the shadows with a message so explosive it defies belief. He's risked his life to tell us about a clandestine operation codenamed Immaculate Constellation. And after years of secrecy, his final words send chills down the spine. And God is real. Why would a man who's seen the deepest government secrets say that? What mind-bending discoveries led him to such a profound conclusion? Stay tuned, because the next 15 minutes could change the way you see reality. Meet Matthew Brown, a former US national security official turned whistleblower. Over 4 years, Brown uncovered the existence of a top-secret Pentagon program hidden deep within the defense apparatus. Its name sounds almost poetic, Immaculate Constellation. But its purpose is anything but benign. Immaculate Constellation is an unacknowledged black project dedicated to retrieving, studying, and hiding evidence of non-human craft and biologics. Backed by powerful figures, this program has allegedly been compiling a massive trove of UFO data for years, away from public eyes and even most of Congress. Brown first heard whispers of Immaculate Constellation in confidential briefings, a digital vault of UFO imagery and intelligence so tightly guarded that even mentioning its name was forbidden. Fueled by duty and curiosity, he quietly began piecing together clues about this mysterious operation. What he found was staggering: satellite photos, military jet camera videos, radar logs, all of unexplained craft. It was a secret archive of humanity's most astonishing encounters. Brown compiled his findings into an 11-page dossier overflowing with evidence and delivered it to Congress, hoping to blow the lid off the secrecy. But that dossier was met with a familiar silence. Members of Congress were left in the dark, or worse, some denied the program existed at all. It was as if Brown had dropped a bombshell in an empty room. Still, he persisted. Unveiling the program was only the beginning, because buried in those files was something even more profound. Brown realized that behind the UFO sightings and classified images lies an even bigger secret, one that challenges the very nature of reality. Brown had exposed the hidden program, but what he discovered next would upend everything we thought we knew. As Brown dug deeper, he began to see a disturbing pattern. The secrecy around Immaculate Constellation wasn't just about hiding UFO technology. It was about controlling our perception of reality. Our world is not what it seems. There are forces shaping reality beyond our understanding, Brown warns. He came to suspect that humanity lives in a carefully curated world, where information is filtered and truth is bent. Public perception of the UFO phenomenon has carefully been managed from the start, through ridicule, misinformation, and outright denial. And those guarding the secret, they wielded 3 blunt instruments to keep us in line: fear, greed, and willful ignorance. These, Brown says, are weapons used by the powerful to maintain the lie. Think about it. Whistleblowers silenced by fear of prison or worse. Breakthroughs in science buried because they threaten lucrative power structures. And the public often choosing the comfort of ignorance over the discomfort of the unknown. Brown saw it all up close. He describes a world where technology and media were used to steer our beliefs, almost like a real-life matrix, only, as he puts it, a more boring version of the matrix. We go about our daily lives, shopping for groceries, watching the news, blissfully unaware that just out of sight, history-changing secrets are being kept. It's weird, Brown reflects, going to the supermarket, then working in government with legions of people with no clue. The contrast is jarring. It's two worlds, one mundane and one filled with extraordinary hidden knowledge. Brown even dares to ask, what if humanity itself is being influenced or used by a higher intelligence? In the interview, he speculates that perhaps we're a resource for higher beings, or part of some grand experiment, a test bed for shaping and steering intelligent life, or even a cosmic reality show. As outrageous as it sounds, he urges us not to dismiss the idea. After all, if Immaculate Constellation proves advanced non-human craft are real, what else might be true about our world? The notion makes your heart skip a beat. Freedom could be an illusion, and we might be pawns in a game far above our heads. The more Brown learned, the more he realized that knowledge itself was being hoarded by a select few. Our science is repressed and distorted, and we are left behind. The normies are left behind, he says with palpable frustration. The average person, the normie, is kept ignorant while insiders advance secretly. This hidden power structure not only conceals the truth about UFOs, it stifles human progress. What breakthroughs in energy, physics, or understanding of consciousness lie locked behind classified doors because of Immaculate Constellation's findings? Brown's voice trembles at the implication. We could be decades ahead as a civilization if truth weren't being smothered. And yet, as dark as it sounds, Brown didn't come forward just to scare us. He came to pull back the curtain. If our reality has been curated, he intends to shatter the illusion before it's too late. In fact, his next revelations would provide something the secret keepers fear most: proof. Prepare yourself, because Brown has seen what they have seen. He's about to open the vault of evidence. What Brown witnessed in the secret archive will astonish you. Brown's journey into Immaculate Constellation led him to a vault. Not a physical one of steel and concrete, but a digital vault of intelligence. A server brimming with images and videos that defy explanation. For the first time, someone who worked inside this program is describing what's in there. Brown reports seeing high-fidelity photographs and cockpit videos of craft that dwarf our understanding of physics. These weren't grainy, misidentified smudges on a lens. These were clear, unambiguous captures. Flying objects like nothing we've ever built, performing maneuvers that no human technology can match. Some of the encounters Brown has alluded to sound like they're straight out of science fiction. In one startling video, military pilots captured a disc-shaped object zooming past their jet at unthinkable speed, then stopping on a dime. These pilots' voices are filled with audible shock. These hardened professionals startled by something truly beyond their training. In another case, satellite photos show a triangular craft the size of a plane, hovering completely motionless at the edge of Earth's atmosphere. And there are countless images of glowing orbs and tic-tac shaped vessels darting in and out of frame, outrunning our best fighter jets with ease. Brown describes an absurd amount of evidence. An entire trove of UFO data being quarantined from the public. Each file he saw was another crack in the facade of the world we're being told to believe in. Let's break down what this secret archive contained. According to Brown, Immaculate Constellation's vault includes crystal clear photos of unidentified craft, from shiny metallic discs hovering over deserts to black triangular shapes lurking above high security facilities. Full motion military videos, gun camera footage and surveillance feeds showing objects executing impossible turns and acceleration. Multi-sensor data, infrared and radar recordings capturing craft that cloak in one spectrum yet appear in another, and satellite imagery capturing momentary glimpses of huge cylindrical objects in orbit before they vanish. Each piece of evidence was collected by our most advanced spy satellites, fighter jets, naval sensors, meaning the data is high quality and authenticated. And yet, all of it's been locked away under Immaculate Constellation's directive. As Brown examined these materials, a terrifying thought hit him. Someone, somewhere, has been diligently assembling this picture of the unknown, image by image, video by video, while the world goes about its business, none the wiser. Why? And to what end? Brown realized that it wasn't just random research. It was a concentrated effort to quarantine the truth. By hoarding these undeniable proofs of anomalous phenomena, the powers behind Immaculate Constellation can control the narrative. If they choose, they can drip feed disclosure on their terms, or bury it forever. The vault's existence itself is a revelation. It confirms that the government has been lying. Not only do they know more than they admit, they have the proof that could turn skeptics into believers overnight. And that proof was gathering dust in classified servers, inaccessible to the public or even most lawmakers. Seeing this with his own eyes profoundly changed Brown. It's one thing to suspect UFOs exist. It's another to be confronted with hard evidence in volume. He later confessed that after poring over this secret archive, he could never view the night sky the same way again. Each star might be a witness to secrets we're forbidden to know. But Brown could not accept that. Armed with what he had learned, he decided to break the silence wide open. Yet, by doing so, he knew he would be going up against some of those entrenched powers, the ones who'd weaponized fear and greed to keep people like him quiet. Brown now was a man with a target on his back, determined to tell the world. But could he succeed where others were silenced? And why now? What pushed him to act despite the danger? The answer lies in a conviction that some truths are too important to remain hidden, and a realization that the cost of silence had become far greater than the cost of speaking out. Why would anyone like Matthew Brown voluntarily endanger their career, reputation, even their life, to expose secrets the government has guarded for decades? Brown himself asked this, and his answer was simple: conscience and duty. Anyone in the loop needs to ask what's more important, your oath or your orders. Brown declares, challenging his peers in the intelligence world. His oath was to defend the Constitution and the truth, not to uphold a deceptive status quo. By coming forward, Brown chose his oath over orders to stay silent, but it wasn't an easy choice. The cost of silence had become too high for Brown to bear. He had seen his colleagues muzzled by fear, careers ruined, and truth distorted by recognition. Every day that the secrets in Immaculate Constellation were kept from the public, humanity was robbed of knowledge, progress, and the ability to consent to the reality we live in. Brown realized that public indifference was the greatest danger of all. In fact, he warns the only thing more frightening than people not believing the truth is people not caring about it. A collective shrug at disclosure would let the orchestrators of this deception win. And so Brown speaks with urgency. We must care, we must demand answers, and we must protect those who dare to tell the truth. In this final chapter of his testimony, Brown issues a call to action on multiple fronts. To the public, he pleads, don't be complacent. Don't let skepticism or fear of the unknown turn into apathy. Stay curious, ask questions, and hold leaders accountable. If we demand the truth together, it will be harder to ignore. To Congress and officials in power, Brown's message is clear. Do your job. He insists that our elected representatives must dig for the truth and not accept stonewalling. If there are hidden programs like Immaculate Constellation siphoning taxpayer funds and knowledge, Congress must bring them into the light, or risk being complicit in the cover-up. And perhaps most passionately, Brown speaks to his fellow insiders, the whistleblowers in waiting. The time is now, he urges. Step forward, tell what you know. He acknowledges the danger, the potential for career suicide, legal peril, even threats to one's life. But he also offers inspiration. By coming forward, you're joining the growing ranks of heroes rewriting history. Public indifference is scarier than disbelief, Brown says, implying that as long as people care, a whistleblower's sacrifice will not be in vain. Brown's crusade is not about fame or fortune. In fact, he sacrificed both. It's about restoring trust and truth. He envisions a future where we are no longer children kept in the dark, but informed citizens of planet Earth, ready to face whatever is out there with eyes wide open. As he shares his story, you can feel a shift. The weight of decades of secrecy is starting to lift. Each new whistleblower stepping up adds momentum. Brown's testimony is the capstone of a movement that's been building. A movement demanding that the walls of secrecy come crashing down. But Brown has one more revelation, a deeply personal one, that he believes ties everything together. It's the culmination of all he's learned and witnessed, and it's something that he feels the world must hear. It's time to talk about the implication that shook Matthew Brown to his core. After all the UFO files, the cosmic mysteries, and the dangerous games of secrecy, Brown arrived at a single profound conclusion. 4 words that he never imagined he would say. Prepare yourself for the ultimate question. What did Matthew Brown see that affirmed in his mind the existence of a higher power? In the final moments of his interview, Matthew Brown takes a deep breath. You can sense the emotion in his voice, the gravity of what he's about to say. This man who has delved into humanity's most closely guarded secrets and come out the other side with a message for the ages. Brown looks straight into the camera and delivers his ultimate finding. You are not free, and this reality has far more than you've been allowed to believe. And God is real. 4 small words, an earth-shattering declaration. Coming from any random person, it might seem like a simple statement of faith. But coming from Matthew Brown, the Immaculate Constellation whistleblower, it carries the weight of the extraordinary journey he's been on. Brown doesn't offer this lightly. It's not a sermon or a guess. It's a deeply personal conclusion he reached after witnessing wonders and terrors kept from the rest of us. Think about it. After studying evidence of alien craft, after suspecting our reality is curated by hidden forces, after risking everything to tell us the truth, Brown's final takeaway is spiritual. It's as if peering into the unknown convinced him that behind all of this, there is a higher order, a design, a truth with a capital T. The implications are profound. Does Brown mean the existence of otherworldly intelligence points to a God? Did his exposure to the great tapestry of secrets reveal an underlying purpose to the universe? We can only grasp at what led him to utter those words. Perhaps seeing the intricacy of the phenomena, the way these craft dance beyond our physics, made him feel, for the first time, the presence of something truly infinite. Or maybe the sheer scale of the deception and the delicate balance of our reality made him realize there must be a greater power, ultimately in control, beyond even the secret keepers. Brown doesn't elaborate in detail. He lets that statement hang in the air, electrifying everyone in the room. It was a moment where the quest for UFO disclosure met the oldest question of existence. Why are we here? Who made us? Brown is hinting that the answers are far grander than we ever imagined. It feels for Brown saying God is real was not a departure from the UFO topic. It was the ultimate culmination of it. After witnessing things that challenge what it means to be human, he seems to affirm that yes, there is something greater. Call it God, destiny, or a higher intelligence, but it's real. This startling convergence of the scientific and the spiritual is Brown's final gift to us. It's a reassurance and a challenge all at once. If God is real and our reality is far more than what we've been told, then we, the people of Earth, have some soul searching to do. We must come to terms with a cosmos teeming with mysteries, material and metaphysical, that our authorities have kept long hidden. Matthew Brown's last words linger in the air as the interview ends. They suggest beyond the lies and the cover-ups, beyond the UFO sightings and secret programs, there is an ultimate truth that unites us all. Perhaps the powers that be have feared not just the public panic or losing control, but the spiritual awakening that could follow if all of this comes out. An awakening that might empower people in ways no government could contain. Brown's courage, his willingness to speak, inches us closer to that awakening. As we conclude this journey with Matthew Brown, one thing is clear. Disclosure has begun. It began the moment insiders like him decided to honor their oath to truth over their oath to orders to remain silent. Immaculate Constellation, once a cryptic code name whispered in vaults, is now a rallying cry for transparency. Brown's revelations challenge each of us to look at a world with new eyes and to ask the hard questions. If this is true, what else have we been missing? How do we reclaim the reality that's being withheld? And are we ready for the answers, even if they point to God or something more incomprehensible? The story of Immaculate Constellation may be ending, but a new chapter in our understanding of existence is just beginning. Matthew Brown has given us a remarkable gift. The truth as he sees it, paid for with his own sacrifice. Now it's up to us to hold on to that truth, to pursue it relentlessly, and to prepare ourselves for whatever lies beyond the horizon. Because as unbelievable as it sounds today, we may soon find ourselves living in a world far stranger and more wondrous than we'd ever dared to dream. And if that day comes, remember the whispered warning and promise from a brave whistleblower. You are not free, and God is real.